Western Conference podcast. Welcome to Jamrock Cruise, and we have one of the stars of the cruise, and we're real special to having DJ Dynamq. And tell him where you representing right now, DJ Dynamq.
No DJ.
Just Dynamq.
Just Dynamq.
And he says it too. No DJ, just Mustafa.
Yeah. No DJ Mustafa. Just Mustafa.
I represent South Sudan.
South Sudan.
Yeah. The world's newest nation, man.
The newest.
10 years old.
Yes.
Yeah.
And look, and I was just telling what stuff. So this is my first time on the cruise, and and I wanted to go to my first sound clash, and this was my first sound clash.
Wow.
So what me and Mustafa do is kind of similar, but not to the degree of what you, Mighty Crown, and the other boys do. But we do a lot of festivals, and me and Mustafa go back and forth. But for my first sound clash, and I was peeping out of the game. You coming out the gate, Dynamq. I was like, hold up, and I hit Mustafa. I said, dude, he already won. You know what I mean? So, I mean, and he was just kind of just blessing me and telling me how these sound clashes work. And, I just started to get up on Mighty Crown. And but how did you even start to even get into this whole sound clash thing?
Man, first of all, thanks for having me, man.
Yes, thanks for being here.
It's like a getaway for me. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
A getaway from everything that's been happening through growing up. Grew up in the refugee camps. Needed something to keep me sane. Keep me going, man. Like, due to the war in Sudan back then, my family escaped to Kenya. And there was a sound system called Mikey Dread.
Yeah.
Mikey Dread, and I had a Gregory Isaacs tape cassette. Night Nurse, and I kind of bribed them like, yo, you guys want to play this? Let me be the MC for the night or something.
Yeah.
So that was my way of kind of getting into the game. So I bribed them, and I started MCing and doing whatnot. And I'm an artist as well, so I started DJing here and there, And I kind of cheated my way into the game because I just needed something to keep me away from the streets,
Yeah.
And growing up in a refugee camp, undocumented immigrant, it was hard, and people getting killed, refugees being treated really bad. So that, led to another thing to where I'm like, yo, I can really do this, man,
When did you realize you could do this? When were you on the mic and got a response and say, okay, I could do this?
When I was like 14, and they were like, they're having a talent show, and I remember we walked like probably an hour and a half.
Yeah, wow.
Me and my brethren, and then we went over there, and everybody's doing the audition. And when it was my turn, I remember they dropped a Burning Spear instrumental for a song called Make We Do It. I just started DJing. Yes, you got to say no to apartheid. A place like South Africa. I did the cover version of Half Pint, Victory. I just flip it around.
Wow.
I just started mentioning all these different places. It's something about when you start bigging up different areas, people from those areas like,
absolutely.
So I was like, yo, I could really do this, man. At that, I just didn't know what I wanted to do with the music, but it had something to do with the music, And then from there, I was like, yo, start playing sound and whatnot, and the rest is just history, man. Yeah.
And you was already a music lover coming into this through all that.
Definitely. Growing up in a household in Africa, we had the Franco, the Zaiko Langa Langa. Those are famous African.
Yeah.
When we had them on records, man.
Wow.
My father was a musician as well. My brother is an amazing guitarist. So music is in the whole family. Yeah. So it was just.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. To learn how well-rounded you are as
man.
As an artist.
Yeah.
You're a musician, you're a singer, obviously songwriter and producer.
Right.
And also sound system operator, DJ. All this coming.
A lot of hats. That's a lot of hats you wearing, Dynamq.
I'm trying.
Well, and then just your story is very interesting, and it's something that I think could be inspiring to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And to see you here on the Jamrock Cruise, I saw you in 2019.
Yeah.
And I felt like, man, you had that class, but you live and you learn through experience.
The beauty of it is like, winning is not everything, man.
True.
You need to me, I was just happy to be on the cruise.
Yeah. You can see it, man.
Whatever came after that, I didn't care.
Yeah.
Just being on the cruise and being an African, just I'm like, wow, I'm
you
here.
represented well, man.
Man, I needed to, man. I thank you for saying that, because I feel like everybody has something to bring on the table, man.
Yeah.
Everybody from every corner of the world, man. And it's just for people to see how there's this African guy doing it. I appreciate
And then fast forward to 2022, we have the winner of the Sound Clash at Sea.
Sound Clash winner.
Yeah, man. And, you know, over the past couple years, 3 years through the pandemic, me and Dynamq were on the Jamrock radio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So we would do live streams.
Yeah.
He live streams all the time.
Yeah.
Nice.
But, man, it was cool to see you just play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's clashing is one thing, but then just to just to DJ is something different. Like when we're on stage doing our shows, it's different than when you're on your Twitch show. So.
Yeah, you gotta adapt to each situation.
Yeah, so anyhow, I was telling him that because how we came about was, you know, I would DJ a lot of festivals and concerts in my area, but also like throughout California, and he's from the Bay Area, so he would do the same thing.
Yeah. Nice.
Sometimes we'd be on the same show.
Yes.
He'd be hosting and I would be DJing, so we'd just, hey, yo, come play this song or this song. So eventually his manager at the time wanted us to build a group.
Nice.
That we could start doing bookings together and
Oh,
stuff.
wow.
So it became Western Conference. And
beautiful, man.
Yeah, so I was telling him, I was like, man, what we do is kind of like a sound system because you're on the mic and I'm controlling the music.
Yes, man,
know?
of course.
And it's like crowd control. Like, you know.
Nice.
And then for him to tell me, hey, you got to come on. He told me a few times, you got to come on this cruise and check out this Sound Clash. And I did a few YouTube videos, but last night was the first time that I got to sit in on one.
What did you think about it, man?
So for first time, I was kind of just going off everybody's wordplay. So, you know, when the first, who was the first one that went up?
That was Notorious.
Notorious went up. He had real clarity in his voice. You know, as an MC, you check out how their mic is, the mic game is. And when you came out and everybody else their mic game was on point.
Yeah.
But they had to be in sync with the DJ.
Yeah.
When you're doing it, it's just you kind of already know what you want to cue up, what you want to get there, and what reaction and what punchline you're going to get from the crowd.
Yeah.
So what was dope for me was to see how you handled it. And, you know, no disrespect to any of the other people that was in it, but, you know, they got nervous when, you know, there was a sound issue, but you kept your cool. And I think that's, in our game, you have to keep your cool because everyone hears you and they hear everything that's coming out of this mic. So whatever you say in that mic, like whether it be like, shit, fuck, they take it as that's how you feeling at that point.
Yes.
You didn't.
No.
You went right in. You didn't care if there was no sound. You were still going to do what you had set out to do. And that was amazing to me because I kept texting Mustafa. I said, dude, Dynamq is dope.
Yeah.
And then when I seen each one of them go out, I was okay. And I seen it was almost like a freestyle battle.
Yeah.
Kind of took, you know, weaknesses from them, used those as a punchline, and I was like, okay, they're going back and forth.
Yes.
And with the crowd participation, it's tough because when the guy that went first, Notorious, you have to get that crowd going.
Oh yeah.
And if they're not going, it's a sweat.
Actually, didn't Warrior went first?
Yes, Warrior went first.
So Warrior.
Yeah.
So when Warrior went first, I was like, okay, to go first of all, it's a struggle because now everyone they're just getting in there.
It can be a struggle and also be an advantage.
Absolutely, yes.
You see, when you go first, I went first last time, and I set such a high.
Yes. Once you get that number one, you're like, oh, let me set the bar high.
They couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
And that can also be a bad thing if you go right after some, like at World Clash, I played right after Code Red. Code Red was busting the whole dance.
Yeah.
Forward, four corners like crazy. So when I was coming in, what I did, I would just wait till the crowd is cooled off, and I'll throw like a joke that has nothing to do with the clash.
Yes.
And like throw them away from everything.
What they just seen. That was the one that just passed?
Yeah, the World Clash. And I would kind of like ignore what just happened, like whatever. And then the crowd now is like, okay.
Yeah.
Now bring my own vibe now, and it's in Clash we're calling them what do you say? We say it's right off your forward. We just write off everything you just did. Like I don't really care what you just did, but he was really playing amazing.
And it was crazy because your setup, the way you set it up, you know, as an MC, once you see the crowd, like you quieted them down first, let them get back in their element, like cleared their palate. And then you went into your thing. And I think, you know, as an MC, you got to be quick with it.
Of course, man.
And you got to be quick on your feet. And you got to be quick with these words and everything. So to see you do your thing last night, I was like, Wes, for my first Sound Clash, and for you to be the champ and be on this pop, come on, Dynamq.
Respect,
come on.
man.
And you know, so Cisco's background is more R&B, hip hop. So the world of reggae is not new, but you know, as far as like clashing and sound system and stuff like that.
And I grew up in an area where, you know, Shortcut, Mixmaster Mike, the Invisible Scratch Pitch, like these were like people in my area.
Right?
I'm from California.
What did you think about the Mike Marshall dub? I got 5 on it.
Oh, see, come on. When you did that, I looked at myself. Oh, it's over for me. I said, for me, I could have went up there and gave you the trophies like everybody else go home. Because once you put that element into it, it's like you have to have that element because no matter where you're from, everyone's gonna resonate with that song, especially if you're from the Bay Area. Because as soon as that guy said, how does he get a Mike Marshall drop? You know what I mean? I said,
it was Mike Marshall and Capleton. The craziest part about that is that's the first time I ever played that dub in any class anywhere. I've had it. I think I told you about it.
Yeah, you played it for me.
I played it for him on the phone. There's so many dubs I had that I haven't played yet. The Barry Salmon and Cutty Rangs was the first time playing it. So like, when I lost on this cruise, when I got off the cruise, I started preparing for this. For 3 years. When I got on the Jamrock, I was hungry, man.
Yeah.
But
once you get that taste, it seems like you're already about to go at it.
Man, I was watching you and I said, oh man, Dynamq didn't come to play no game.
Man. No. And then they're lucky because we voiced a J Boog. And they're lucky wasn't if I had got a custom, I was gonna finish the clash with that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a custom. I was like, you know what? Nah.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's about timing as well. You have all these good dubs, but you such on a roll over here.
No, so it's funny because he texted me because he didn't make it to the clash.
Yeah.
He was already drinking before that.
Yeah.
And so he just wanted to rest for tonight. So he said, hey man, did he play the dub? Well, he said who won? I said Dynamq. Did he play the dub? I was like, no. He didn't get to it. He didn't really need to.
Yeah.
He said, oh, hell no.
I actually lied to him down there. I said, he closed it with your... I was...
No, but I just said, it wasn't like you didn't... It wasn't necessary.
Yeah, it wasn't necessary.
And it's like ammunition that you had that you didn't need to use.
At the same time, you can expose all your ammunition as well. Because what happens is this. Sometimes you want to save some stuff just in case somebody say, hey, by the way, let's play like 3 more songs.
Yeah.
I had all that stuff ready. And then when you're looking at the crowd, you see tune for tune now, that's why everybody wanted to see what I was going to bring because I've lost so many tune for tune. They wanted to see, okay, what's going on here? So I wanted to kind of play safe. And then remember, they changed the rules. They added another round too. On the third round, we had to play 2 5-minute rounds.
Oh yeah.
So that kind of threw me off a little bit, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah.
So our demographic as far as with the podcast is really probably not familiar much with sound system,
and that's why I wanted to have Dynamq on it to get them familiarized because they see what we do, but what you guys do with the sound clash is on a whole nother level. I mean, and it's on some things that it has to be real, critical, like with the dub plate. The placement has to be right. The timing has to be right.
I mean, these guys actually reword most of the...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so the thing that trips me out about you is that it's like it seems like you always have the right thing, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just... The right thing to say after hearing something else, or like when you did the...
quick with it, too. Yeah.
When you're talking about the fake dashiki, and you already had that ready. You know what I'm saying? It's like you gotta be so witty and quick with it. You know?
Yeah. Like, you. It's like a freestyle battle.
Yeah.
You have to think ahead of your opponent.
Be 2 steps ahead.
And one thing I've realized, everybody that I've clashed has gotten respond like, oh, he's a fake African.
Yeah.
And I realized that's the only thing they always have to say.
Yeah.
So when I killed that, they didn't have anything else to say.
Oh, you went real Eminem on them last night, too.
Oh, yeah.
You went real 8 Mile on them.
So when they say that, I was like, oh, okay. That's what you say. And the dub, I voiced it for World Clash.
Yeah. Wow.
And I had it. So I'm like, the moment he said that, I wasn't even going to play that dub that day.
Yeah.
That yesterday. I'm like, okay, cool. Diamonds and fake, here we go. So they kind of set themselves up,
When they started talking about like your wives and everything, you came back with your punchlines on it, I kept texting with Safa. I said, he got them all covered.
Yeah, because honestly, I've had all the African jokes.
Yeah.
And I embrace them. I just gotta, sometimes I already know what you're gonna say about me. I don't care.
Like a freestyle battle.
Yeah, like, what else do you have?
Yeah.
So when it got to and then one thing they've always beat me with is, they've always turned it into, you diss Jamaica.
Yeah.
Or you diss UK, you diss Canada. I'm like, no, I diss you.
Yeah.
But you just happen to be from
Yeah,
Jamaica. You know? So when I made that clear yesterday,
Yeah.
he had lost the
Oh
club.
yeah, you could tell he was losing when he kept saying the same thing.
Yeah.
When you know you got him, you let off the gas a little bit and say, okay, I already got him. Let me not use what I can use later on.
When I started telling him, you gotta go now. Like, you gotta go now.
He was stepping on his neck harder.
Yeah, that was because it was a sweet revenge, man.
Yeah.
I lost to him in UK a few months ago.
Wow.
I lost to him in a tune for tune, and I got abused on social media, man.
Yeah.
I got destroyed, man. And I'm not a social media person. You know? I just went to the drawing board, and
do you kind of use that as like, tackling fuel or what you call it? Do you use that as like, for next time when you see the comments, when you see?
No, I love it when people doubt me. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I want you to doubt me. I'm not gonna try to prove to you. I'm just gonna do me because that adds more fuel into me, man.
Yeah.
Like how dare you?
Yeah.
Like, why? Not only me. Why would you doubt anybody?
Yeah.
Anybody doing anything? So like when this. First of all, I know I have an advantage because I'm a musician.
Yeah.
When I'm voicing my dubs, I know about keys. I know about this artist cannot hit these notes anymore. I know about range, all that.
Yeah.
So when we were, and I tell them, voicing dub plate is all you need is money.
Yeah.
But when you voice a special, when I did that Mike Marshall and Capleton, that's where you see, okay.
Wow.
And I have a juggling on that rhythm.
Yeah.
I was gonna play a bunch of Ganja Man songs on there, but the way I saw Damian Marley just busting shots, I was like, man, I'm not doing it anymore.
But it's crazy how there's a team of people. Sometimes there's two people, there's three people. You was over there just doing what you do.
Yeah, but it's sometimes if you don't have a team, you gotta be your own team.
Yeah.
Man. Sometimes you gotta go to a gig and you got nobody around. You gotta do it. You know.
Because let alone the mic play, the music has to come right, compliment right away.
First of all, the mixer was messed up.
Yeah.
I don't know what was wrong with that mixer. Like, when the crossfader was all messed up.
Yeah.
I think that maybe when I was pulling up so much, I pressed something, and then one of
you pulled up the whole entire song. You let the song play for like a minute, and then you kept pulling up until there was no more sound left. I was like, oh yeah.
And then like one of the turntables wasn't working. I was actually playing with one side of the turntable.
Wow.
But I was making a speech and I'll play it and I just run up there.
So when did you first start cutting like dubs and stuff?
My first dub was in like 2002.
Oh wow!
It was an I Wayne.
20 years then, man. You got 20-year deep.
Yeah, I was still living in my mom's basement them time. I Wayne was still new artist, right?
Yeah.
Was it nothing? Either 2000 or 2002. So
yeah, that sounds about right.
Bascom X, Bascom X, right? Bascom X was our link in Jamaica, my link in Jamaica. Those days I used to be on Yahoo chat rooms.
Yeah.
Just kicking it with some, playing music in the chat rooms, whatnot, clowning each other, And then Bascom X came over there, was like, yo, there's this artist that I think you would like because you're African. He's a culture artist. I'm like, yo, what's his name? He's I Wayne. So I think I Wayne was like in high school or something.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So it's before Can't Satisfy.
Oh, before anything.
Oh, wow.
But this story leads to somebody else that she's famous, I'm going to tell you. So I went. I was playing Shashamane sound that time.
Okay.
So I voiced for Shashamane, and I voiced for myself. So before building my own sound, I was still playing for Shashamane. I was voicing kind of for both sounds,
Yeah.
And then Bascom X was like, "Yo, there's a next artist, man. I think you would like." I'm like, "What's his name?" He said, "His name is Egyptian."
Wow.
Yes, I'm like Egyptian. So we started voicing some Egyptian. Then now, all of them are from Portmore area.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when Cartel started busting the place. My Cartel is like from way.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So they were like, yo, by the way, the big artist in Portmore, his name is Vibes Cartel. He's gonna be in New York, and believe me, bro, he was charging like $100 a dub.
Damn.
Wow.
Them time I was broke. I have no money, man.
Yeah.
I just voiced like 2. But he was in New York just doing some promo, and I have an audio I'm the only one with it. I have an audio of Vibes Cartel. He came to the Yahoo chat room.
Wow.
Started busting the place on Jay-Z's rhythms. Those times Neptunes was hot.
Yeah.
All the Neptunes rhythm, he was just freestyling, doing his thing. And when you listen to you like, this is the next dude.
Yeah.
And he was hungry, just want to do it.
That's crazy.
And you knew.
I knew it, but I didn't have money then, But he does the Up to the Time Vibes Cartel before he even linked up with Wayne Marshall and all those guys. And then after that, he just blew. And then crazy enough, fast forward to 2014, 2015, I go to Jamaica for the first time. I link up with a friend of mine. His name is Carnegie. Carnegie is a teacher. And guess who his student is?
Who's that?
Coffee.
Oh, wow.
I was the first to play Coffee dub.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Coffee's like pinnacle right now. She's doing her thing, man.
I was the second by like a day.
Yeah.
Because I told, there's a guy named Speedy from a sound called Stereo 5. Me and him are good friends. Like, yo, Speedy, there's this artist, man. You gotta check her out, man. She's gonna bust, man. It's like, ooh. And then Speedy sent the money to voice his dub and got the dub. And then the next day, I voiced mine. And
which tune was that?
Burning.
Burning, right?
Burning.
Yeah, that was the first time I heard of him.
Yeah, when he produced by Dan from Loud City in Seattle. People don't even know that. There's the two white boys in Seattle built that rhythm.
Wait, they built that rhythm?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man, Loud City. And then after that, I voiced two dubs. It was Burning, and I voiced the Usain Bolt song. The world we are taking. Yeah. So like, I have takes that she didn't even know how to do dubs. I have all those takes. She did it like 4 different times. And then her first dub plate money, we gave her that. And then after that, we introduced her to Wall Street.
So does she remember you now?
I don't know. I wish.
Say Coffee.
No,
but remember me?
But I think the beauty of it is like, somebody told me one thing. If you can't be used, you're useless.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. So I think for me, my job was to get that link and link her with somebody else so her blessing could flow, you know?
Sure.
So like I don't take all that personal, If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. There's a lot of artists that I'm still cool with,
Yeah.
And there's some artists that will pass your way and your blessing to them is introducing them to him, and then they go. So I just look at it like that. I'm really happy for her because I see her go from sleeping on the floor and whatnot to like the biggest artist in the world. Yeah. Just to see
She's
that
on
journey.
tour now, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Coffee's on tour.
Yeah. She is on tour.
You just gotta be happy for that because at the end of the day, everybody got a stomach to feed, man. Yeah. And you can't be mad because his blessings is more than yours.
Got it.
In Africa we say every dog has its day. You know. You just gotta be happy for them. Yeah.
Well, now being the Sound Clash champion of this year's Welcome to Jamrock Cruise, what's next for Dynamq?
Man, I need
Do you set up for the next one? Do you set up for the Far East cruise? What we got next?
Speaking of Far East cruise,
Far East, big up Mighty Crown in the place.
Big up Mighty Crown, bit of shortcut in the building.
I would love to, but right now I want to take a time out and just, focus on, because I'm working with a lot of youths back home. Yeah. And it's the holidays.
Yeah.
We gotta make sure the youths them have, some food in their stomach. And
do you have any message for the people that's getting ready to battle you on the next Sound Clash? You got the camera right there, Dynamq. Go ahead. The stage is yours.
Not really, yeah.
So you different than me. I'll be like, I'm on that ass. You gotta get real Mike Tyson with it.
I'm just chilling for now. I'm just taking the blessing right now because it's Jamrock Cruise trophy.
Enjoy that, man.
It's the biggest in the world, next to World Clash.
Yeah.
So you can't. I still don't even believe I won.
Yeah.
And I want to do a three-peat like Mighty Crown.
Yeah. Hey.
I want to do a three-peat. I'm glad they're not. Hopefully they're not coming back to Clash.
Dynamq's like,
I think you just took him out of retirement just now.
Oh man. But I think the beauty of Sound Clash is like you see the happiness it brings to people.
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
A lot of first timers. These are first time at the Clash, and you're like, So would you go to another
Oh yeah,
clash?
I just told him. I said, "When's the next one that's not on a cruise that we go check?" Because I know Shortcut and them been doing some clashes too, and I was sitting there. I was like, "Okay, I'll check it out." But seeing it live for the first time, I ain't gonna miss the next one.
Yeah, man.
And then watching Mighty Crown, we went to their party earlier and was watching the film. Yeah, and that was my first introduction to them as well. Just watching, I'm looking at West. I'm like, hold up. They had a dub plate from 50 Cent, and I'm over there tripping out.
Yeah, man.
So when I had seen that, it's just so how big this sound clash is, and the growth of it, and just to see Mighty Crown, yourself, and everybody that was doing last night, and as a first timer, man, you was doing your thing.
Man, you should see Mighty Crown's anniversary stadium in Japan.
Oh, I was watching. He sends me the YouTube clips, and then when I seen him earlier, I didn't want to fangirl. I don't want to tell him now, but I'm like, so and then he walked by, like, hey, I had to act all cool real quick, but man, congratulations,
respect, man,
to the Welcome to Jamrock Crew Sound Clash champion. Man. Give it up, man. Western Conference Big Body Cisco Dynamq is in the building.
Bra,
live, baby.
Yeah.